తొమ్మిదవ హైదరాబాద్ నవాబు ఎవరు? సో ఈ ఆసిఫ్ జాహీ డైనాసిటీ నుంచి చాలామంది కూడా రౌనక్ యార్ ఖాన్ గారిని తొమ్మిదవ నవాబ్గా ఎంచుకున్నారు. కానీ ముకరం జా గారు చనిపోయిన తర్వాత మనకి తొమ్మిదవ నవాబ్ అజ్మత్ అలీ ఖాన్ అని ఇప్పటికే ప్రకటించుకోవడం జరిగింది. సో నాతో పాటు రౌనక్ యార్ ఖాన్ గారు, సో ఆయనతో మనం మాట్లాడదాం. సో सर बोलिए, आपको पूरा फैमिली मेम्बर्स आसिफ जाही डायनास्टी के जितने भी मेम्बर्स हैं, तो पूरे लोग आपको अब निज़ाम का नाइन्थ बोल के चुन रहे हैं. तो इससे पहले जब मुकरम जा जब उनका डेथ हो गया था तो तब उनके बेटे जो है तो उनको आके यहाँ पे नाइन्थ निज़ाम बोल के अनाउंस करे थे. तो
अब आप तो देख रहे हैं कितने लोग हैं यहाँ पे. देयर अबाउट वी आर कॉलिंग बैचेस ऑफ 600 पीपल. इस्लाम में इट ओनली प्रमोट्स कंसेंसस. देयर इज नो फादर टू सन सक्सेशन इन इस्लाम. Okay, if you see the first Nizam itself, his name was Khamruddin. He had chosen his daughter Khairunissa's son Muzaffar over and above 6 of his children. So there is no such thing as gender discrimination there, and it's not about like father to son at all. In Islam also doesn't promote that, and Islam promotes consensus. So now you can see that first of all from 1971 there is no title. From 1948 there is no Hyderabad. So you cannot possibly be Nizam of Hyderabad. You get my point? If you are to succeed a title from your father, it has to be the same title. Okay? So if the father himself has been restricted from using the title after abolition of titles in 1971, where all the privileges were taken away, including the official usage of titles. So there is no chance of him being called Nizam. Apart from that, there is no Hyderabad. So neither is the Nizam, neither is the Hyderabad. So the dynasty ended there. There's no chance of, I mean, in that 1971 it was also said that all the forget the Nizams, all the rulers in India, they will cease to be considered as rulers, neither will their successors. That is a blanket order. So after that there's no more dynasty. Now what is happening is, this is my family. Okay, there are thousands of them, and they have chosen me as the 9th head of the Asif Jahi dynasty. Dynasty is the family. I'm not Nizam of, they're not saying I'm Nizam of Hyderabad. How can I say I'm Nizam of Hyderabad when Hyderabad is part of India now? There's no rule, there's no whatever, there's no kingdom now. So basically they're saying I'm 9th Nizam of the Asif Jahi dynasty. There's no such thing as 9th Nizam of Hyderabad. I mean, it's very clear. And I told you about the first Nizam. He wanted his grandson through his daughter, Khairunisa. You can check the history. It's by Mr. M.A. Naeem. He's one of the most popular historians in Hyderabad. And if you check Wikipedia also, you can find it. On top of that, if you check Mr. Azmat, you're asking about him, on his own Wikipedia, it is said the government did not accept his title. And after that, the people appointed me. But I've not bothered to put my name in Wikipedia or anything. But Wikipedia, his own Wikipedia is saying the story. So that is how it stands now. And today you've seen, now there are about 600 people here today. And they are from the 1 to 6 dynasty who first chose me. Now from the 7th people. And the 7th people, they are descendants of the 7th Nizam. So all the properties came to the 7th Nizam. Okay, so after that, India came into being. So there's no dynasty. Under India, there is something called Indian Muslim law, you can say. It's also called Sharia. So under Indian Muslim law, all Muslims are equal. So we are now citizens of India now. You get my point? From 1948 and very clearly declared in 1971, it was clarified. In some court cases in 1968, 69 also it was clarified. Specifically against the Nizams that they are all equal now under the Indian rule. Under the Indian rule, all brothers are equal. So these people have rights. The people inside my room now with the 7 Nizams children, they are saying all properties have to be divided now because we are first cousins of Mukarram Jah itself, who was the 8th Nizam. Okay, now you are talking about Mr. Mukarram Jah or Prince Mukarram Jah's son itself, Azmat. So Mr. Mukarram Jah itself has to divide the property in his cousins. No. Till now, people were keeping quiet because they didn't have a leader. They didn't have the finances. They didn't have any, they didn't have unity. So now they've chosen me. Now we are all, already some cousins of mine have filed cases against Falaknuma Palace and all that is going on. But they expect me to make a more coordinated effort and fight for their rights. So they feel now once we go to court, the courts, under Indian law, I'm telling you, there is, the equal rights to all Muslims under Indian Muslim law. So they feel in some way we will get those rights because previously also the Nizam got some certificate which was struck down by court. So those certificates are not the end all. It's not the final thing. They can be questioned in court. So we are questioning all the properties, and today's meet is particularly about advising people who are investors and all that in properties not to invest in the Nizam's property because tomorrow their money will be stuck, it will be taken abroad, they will not get their money back. and they'll just complicate things. It'll be complicated for us, it'll be complicated for them. So this is today a warning not to buy any properties now, because we are all really going all out to go to courts. Though many cases are pending in courts, a lot of people don't know, and they're keeping it under wraps, and they're still confusing people as Nizam of Hyderabad, this, that. It can't be done now. Till it is clarified by the courts, we suggest that nobody does anything for some time.
Okay, so now you are telling कि भाई they जब Mukarram Jah and his son Azmat Ali, they did not stay here and they did not look after the dynasty or the family or the cousins or all the brothers or all the people of the community. So they are just opposing, the community people are just opposing his son, and they have chosen you as a head of the family.
Yes, because even the Nizam, the last ruling Nizam, Usman Ali Khan, he chose Mukarram Jah, who's his grandson. He jumped his own sons, thinking that he'll do justice to the family. Mr. Mukarram Jah went and stayed in Australia, he went and stayed in, wherever, Turkey and all that. He never bothered about the Indian people. So obviously his grandfather made a wrong choice. So his cousins feel that they could have also been chosen, they could have done a better job, because they at least live here. So instead of that, they've chosen me. They've chosen me because, 1 to 6, the majority of them, first of all, there's, the community is of 4,200 people, or 4,500 by now. So they kind of, generally had chosen me, except for a few, maybe 20 stray left-outs who have their own agenda. By saying something, they probably think that I'll favor them more if they resist me. Maybe I'll give them some extra position or something. So there are few leftovers types in the beginning. So now what I've done is I've got it all on record. I've got them to sign documentation which is permissible or admissible in court to fight for their rights also. So that documentation says I'm the ninth Nizam. It also says that I have the right to fight for their properties. In fact, some of them have given some percentage of the property to me, but largely I'm doing it for the family without any benefits to me. Because I'm a bachelor, I don't really need all that. I mean, this marriage all you're standing in right now belongs to me. That's why we are doing it here. I don't want to spend extra money or look glamorous, because I have to serve the people first. My job is not to look glamorous, not to ride in a Rolls Royce or something. I have to be with these people. In fact, my coronation also took place in a place which is a very congested locality, where the poorer section of the royal family lives. So I want to be with them. So I was coronated there. A lot of people found it funny that, like something majestic like a Nizam's coronation is happening in a very small place. We chose that because it was convenient for those people, convenient for the, disadvantaged people of my family. So those are the people I'm trying to look after and support, and they are supporting me. So I can't leave them. And the 7 Nizams, people have also joined me now. So across the board, everyone joined me now, except for the few leftovers now. And the main thing is, every day there are people joining me. Today 6 people joined. Today the people here are only people who have already signed me as the 9th Nizam, to avoid confusion, because otherwise a lot of people will come just because I have dinner today. So you can't make out who's come for the dinner, who's come for me. So today it is strictly for people who have already signed me as the 9th Nizam. And today we have Mr. Swaranjit Sen, who's the ex-Director General Police, HOPF, and Mr. Dinesh Reddy, of the same kind of designation, United Andhra. He was the Director General of Police, HOPF. He's there, and we have some community leaders from Muslims, and we have a general, Mr. Kundra, Mr. Rajesh Kundra. He's a general. He's there, and Ajay Mishra is now coming. He's coming for a short time. He's an IAS officer. He was Home Secretary, which is again police. So we want to show that the police people are realizing this, to convince people, because the police people won't be there if I'm talking rubbish, right? I mean, I'm talking sense, if it's legal sense, all this is legal, right? So those are legal people. So them being here and accepting me as a Nizam, because my family has accepted me, is a big thing for me. They are going to talk and educate the people about how to protect their properties. Okay, and the presence is very important here to convince the people that we are not fooling around anymore. It's now turned very serious. So whatever has been going on with Prince Mukarram Jah living abroad and saying certain things, all that is going to be changed now, because from 51 years out of respect or whatever you call it, nobody questioned him. Maybe they didn't have enough finances to fight it in court. So we cannot say, as a civilian, I'm not supposed to say the outcome of cases, but we are going to court, and we know the Indian law says everybody is equal now, and we hope for the best now. Hope for
जब
the best for my family.
नो सर, व्हेन द नाइन्थ निज़ाम का जो टाइटल था तो उनको तो उनके पिताजी जो मुकरम जा थे तो उनका जब डेथ होने के बाद इनको दिया गया है। जब
तो
ये
वो लोग कौन देने वाले? उनका
नहीं
टाइटल इनको दे दिया।
नहीं फॉर्मली जितने भी आपका पूरा रिचुअल्स रहते हैं उनके हिसाब से पूरा डायनेस्टी के लोग
तो पूरा डायनेस्टी के लोग किधर से लाए आप? कुछ तो थोड़ा तो आप अपना रिसर्च करके आना।
हाँ, सर।
खाली आप 12 लोग हैं, 14 लोग हैं, 20 लोग हैं थे वहाँ।
हाँ वही
तो फिर आप कहीं को बोल रहे हैं, ये क्या बोलते हैं?
तो
पूरे
जितने
डायनेस्टी के लोग थे बोल रहे हैं आप। आई यू सेइंग दैट?
नहीं पूरे डायनेस्टी के लोग जब क्यों अपोज नहीं करे ये मैं
बराबर
पूछ रहा
अपोज कर रहे हैं, शुरू से अपोज कर रहे हैं वो। विद इन 40 डेज, विद इन 20 डेज दे चोज मी। विद इन 40 डेज, विद इन 15 डेज वो प्रेस रिलीज कर दिए वो लोग। प्रेस अनाउंसमेंट किधर है वो लोग? आई मीन थोड़े दिन, विद इन 15 डेज ऑफ दैट यू नो दैट सेरेमनी, डेथ सेरेमनी ऑफ वट एवर प्रिंस मुकरम जा, दे अनाउंस्ड इट। 40 days later they announced me as a Nizam in a proper ceremony.